Moby Vick has slaughtered like 8 slices of pizza and is now plowing into her 3rd bowl of soft serve with all the fixins. This child cannot be human. How are you doing this?
You're a monster!
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Moby Vick's been a pretty hot commodity. If you missed the first part, that link is in the description, but I had a bunch of people asking me for when the next part's coming, so I guess the answer is right now. I'm excited to get back into it too, so let's do exactly that. Moby Vick number 6. Summer Camp Follies. Salutations, my diabetes darlings. Hope there wasn't too much harm to your jimmies after the last installment. I think the Mother's Day installment is the one that got me the worst. Vic turning into a monster during Christmas time, I wish I could be more surprised at that, but maybe I'm just getting used to her character. This installment's roster includes, I will read the whole thing, OP, Alistair 9000, 8 years old of pure awesome, Defender of the Week, Slayer of the Ham, Pilferer of the Beatus Stash, and now, Intrepid Summer Camper. Bro 1, my oldest brother, 17 years of awesome protective power and crazy Beatus detective skills. Snarky Mark is Bro 1's friend, 17 years old and mighty good looking, according to the female gender at large. He is working as a camp counselor. There's also Richie Rich, you remember that guy, 8-year-old friend of mine, comes from a very wealthy family, surprisingly is pretty nice, not an entitled shitlord, fellow intrepid summer camper. Lady Aria, doesn't matter, it's OP's bunkmate, came from a wealthy family, but was a real tomboy. We were Insta-friends. Not like on Instagram, but like instantly. Instagram wasn't a thing back when we was 8 years old. Belle is a brunette 18-year-old camp counselor. Very good looking, according to the male gender at large, the object of many teenage affections. Aurora is a blonde 18-year-old camp counselor, Belle's partner in crime, also very good looking, according to the male gender at large. Well, the male gender is not the most discriminate. Never mind. Mama June, the enormously overweight but nice overseer of the camp. Beatus Becky, fellow camper, 8 years old, around 100 pounds. Is that big for an 8-year-old? I guess it is. Not quite as big as Vic, but just as hammy. Nurse Valiant, the camp nurse, keeper of Band-Aids. Beta Butterball is Vic's mom, 200 pounds, spineless and nice. Moby Vick, yes, everyone's favorite orca, apparently, has packed on a bit more weight before summer, probably now pushing 130 pounds, enjoys bullying the disabled, poor, motherless, and homeless. Something tells me that later on in life, Vic is going to get a huge spoonful of karmic justice. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But with the cast list out of the way, we are off into the next part. It is now summertime. The sun is shining. I get to see my friends. No school. And I'm not subjected to Vic on a daily basis. Yes! Life is good. True. I'm also very excited because I'm about to head to sleepaway camp and Bro 1 is a counselor this year. But as you all know by now, when something in my life goes well, Vic is following close behind, like a great white wrecking ball, to destroy every single shred of my happiness. It does seem to flip-flop back and forth. OP wins, Vic wins. OP wins, Vic wins. It's like a giant Tom and Jerry episode. So the day that we are supposed to leave for camp arrives. Bro 1, Snarky Mark, and I all pile our junk into Bro 1's car and make the drive up to the camp. Bro 1, listen, OP, when we get to camp, I want you to leave me alone. I'm not your friend. Do not follow me around or bother me. OP, fine. I have friends. Snarky Mark, imaginary don't count. OP, shut up, Mark! And the drive goes just so. Insults are thrown, good times are had by all. A short time later, we get to our camp. Our things are unloaded, and because I'm a good sister, I grab my bag and begin to make my way to my cabin without a word to Bro 1. As you request, Then suddenly there's a hand on my shoulder. It's just Bro 1 and Snarky Mark. OP, what are you doing? You told me to leave you alone. Bro 1, I was being mean. I decided to be a good brother. I'll walk you to your cabin. Snarky Mark, he saw that your counselor is Aurora. Snarky Mark is hit with a lightning punch from Bro 1. The three of us continue the trek to my cabin. Bro 1 trying to get it. Good for him. Upon our approach, Bro 1 takes the lead, obviously excited to see Aurora. Suddenly, he stops short in his tracks. I reach the doorway and can only give a blank stare. Snarky Mark breaks the silence with a guffaw. Ho! There in my cabin is Moby Vick, 10 pounds heavier and just as hammy. Moby Vick, hey guys, does not compute. She has invaded my summer. Is Mama June her uncle or something? Are all fat people related? Bro 1 asks, is Aurora here? Moby Vick, she went to Mama June's cabin. And my brother dashes towards Mama June's cabin, followed by Snarky Mark. I am left alone to grapple with the beast. Oh, good luck. Just then, a veritable ham planet waddles in, munching on a family-sized bag of sour cream and onion chips. Top-tier flavor, to be honest.
Sour cream and onion potato chips. Wow.
Moby Vick, this is Beatus Betty. Hey, Betty, where'd you get those chips? Beatus Betty, I brought them with me. These camps never have enough food. They've multiplied. And as I'm contemplating tying my bedsheet around my neck and just ending it all, I hear a sweet sound. Lady area, hey, I'm in your cabin. I whip around to see the face of my savior, and she doesn't disappoint. She is not a ham. Oh, thank Beatus. OP, hey, I'm OP. Is this your first time here? Lady area, yeah. OP, cool. Put your bag down and I can give you a tour of the camp. Good strategy. Anything to get out of here. She drops her bag and we embark on our walk. Vic and Betty decide to stay in the cabin. Their sugars were low already, you see, and a walk would just aggravate their conditions. As Lady Aria and I walk the camp, I explain to her everything about Vic. Inside of her, a great second-hand hatred begins to blossom. Oh, it's not going to be secondhand for long. They're going to get back to the cabin. Vic will have ripped apart their entire duffel bag or whatever looking for food. I'll bet money on it. We have become friends, bonding over our now mutual disgust with Moby Vick. We're eventually forced to go back to our cabin. We return and meet Aurora, who is as nice as she is pretty, and we unpack all of our belongings. All is going smoothly until Aurora reaches down to grab one of Vic's bags to help her unpack. Moby Vick, no, don't touch it! Aurora, what's wrong? After much coaxing, Vic admits that the bag is filled with snacks, which is not a problem at our camp. Beatus Betty has snacks too. They're not contraband here like they might be at some other summer camps. Me personally, I went to the snack-positive summer camps. Aurora says, okay, that's fine you brought snacks, I just need to do a peanut check. Moby Vick, why? Aurora, well, Belle is allergic and this camp is peanut-free. If you have anything with peanuts in it, we need to throw it away. Moby Vick then realizes she's about to lose her Reese's and her precious Snickers. Is Snickers the one that says you're not you when you're hungry or something? Maybe that's a good thing for Vic, honestly.
You're not you when you're hungry. Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
I'm going to send him an email. Be like, look, you have to pay for this now.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Moby Vick, no, that's not fair. Why can't I have my snacks just because one girl's allergic? I only brought enough snacks to keep from getting sick. If you throw them away, I'll starve. Aurora gives Vic a once-over, trying to compute how anyone her size could ever starve. She comes to the realization that she's not paid enough to have this fight. Aurora, okay, Vic, you can only eat them in the cabin, though. 0 tolerance on taking them outside the cabin. You can't just let her win. Aurora out here buckling like a belt, and I hate to see it. With this matter settled, we all go to bed. The next 3 days of camp are relatively uneventful. A few minor incidents, but nothing really of note. As such, I'm gonna do a quick fast forward to early morning 3 days later. We are all sleeping as peacefully as we can, with Vic and Betty snoring like a symphony. I feel something in my mouth. Half asleep, I go to brush it out, and it moves. Ugh. All the way awake now, I rip the offending thing out of my mouth. It's a cockroach. I had a cockroach in my mouth.
Nasty.
That is straight out of a nightmare, dude. And it's Vic's fault, because she brought the snacks. At this point, OP screams and wakes up the entire cabin. The girls all awake, and soon their screams are added into the mix. The cabin is swarming with bugs, ants, cockroaches, you name it. We all quickly evacuate said cabin. And Moby Vick says, "My food! They're gonna ruin my food!" Lady Area, they're there because of your food, fatty. I knew that we'd get along great. I don't know if even the sting of that insult can wipe away the memory of a live cockroach in OP's mouth, but thanks for helping, you know? Anyway, the cabin was effectively fumigated, so we could go back to living in there after it aired out. The epicenter of the infestation was, you guessed it, Vic's bag. Her spilled Mountain Dew and melted chocolate bars drew all of the bugs in. Do not fear, though, dear ones, because her sugars did not drop. Beta Butterball express mailed her some more snacks, including Reese's and Snickers, because, you know, allergies aren't a real condition. Oh my god, everybody just folding around Vic. You wanna know why she's turned into such a little tyrant at such a young age? I hate it. Every night, Aurora did a snack check to make sure that everything was sealed. Once again, I'm gonna fast forward. This time, 5 days. The 8-year-old girls and boys were all at the lake together. I have introduced Richie to Lady Area, and we're playing tag, and the 3 of us are now 3 musketeers against Vic and her minion, Beatus Betty. Of course, Bro One and Snarky Mark are also in very heavy flirt mode with Aurora and Belle, respectively. Yeah, they're gonna sneak off at night. They're gonna do things in the woods at night.
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Beatus Betty. Hey, Alistair. OP. What? Beatus Betty. That tan guy with the green eyes. Oh, he's your brother, right? OP. Yes? Beatus Betty. He's so cute. At this point, I throw up in my mouth, just a little. Moby Vick. Who's the blonde guy? His friend? OP. Yeah, that's Snarky Mark. Moby Vick. Is this what 8-year-old girls think about? Trying to make moves on some legal adults? It's weird, bro. It's weird. Yes, Beatus Monsters. Obviously, Vic has her first crush. Now we're gonna fast forward 2 weeks. This camp lasted a month, so I'm really only doing the highlights. But it's nighttime. OP, Lady Aria, Richie Rich, Moby Vick, and many of the other kids are sitting around a campfire. Beatus Betty is absent. I sense a disturbance in the force. Alright, here's my guess. Beatus Betty ran out of snacks, so she ate some of Moby Vick's, and now we're gonna be witness to a battle of the ham beasts. No, it couldn't be that. It's too easy. Okay, what actually happened, OP? Beatus Betty waddles up and says, "Hey, Vic, I just went to the cabin to get snacks." Naturally. "And when I went by Belle's cabin, I saw her kissing Snarky Mark. Oh." Moby Vick has been betrayed by her love. Commence screaming fit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Silence. Moby Vick. "Oh, okay. Yes, curious indeed." At this moment, I should have known that danger was afoot, but alas, I was still young and naive. Nothing else of note occurred that night, but Vic was uncharacteristically quiet for the rest of the evening's duration. The next morning, we all awake and commence the day. Nothing happens, again. That evening, we make our way over to the cafeteria for dinner. All is going smoothly. Moby Vick has slaughtered like 8 slices of pizza and is now plowing into her 3rd bowl of soft serve with all the fixins. This child cannot be human. How are you doing this?
You're a monster.
Suddenly, Belle turns red. She's swelling up. She's having an allergic reaction, and everybody is freaking out. Dude, this child is literally Cartman. I hate to use the Cartman voice for everybody recently, but if anybody deserves it, it's Moby Vick. Valiant Nurse swoops into action and delivers a swift EpiPen jab to Belle. Okay, crisis averted. Belle is taken to the hospital. Mama June has been called. After minor investigation, Mama June... Why are there Reese's bits in her ice cream? We're peanut free. Our entire cabin knows exactly how. As we're about to tell Mama June exactly who has Reese's, Moby Vick bursts into tears and cuts us off. Moby Vick, I know who had the Reese's. OP, yeah, it was you. I'm cut off again. Moby Vick, Reese's were mine. What? She's taking responsibility? Is there hope for her yet? But I told Betty she could have them because she ran out of snacks and she must have done it. She hated Belle. She had a crush on Snarky Mark and saw them kissing. God damn, thrown right under the bus. What is this link? Tennessee couple accused of assault using Cheetos? Both charged with domestic assault. Somehow, the orange puffy snacks were used in the assault. What? It's like tangentially applicable, I guess. Mama June says, Beatus Betty! Is this true? Betty bursts into tears. To this day, I cannot explain what happened next. Beatus Betty? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Beatus Betty pulled an Oliver North. Mama June, come with me, Betty. Oliver North, a reference to the Iran-Contra affair, which nobody remembers probably anymore. But cool, deep cut. Beatus Betty was quickly expelled from camp and barred from ever coming back. I don't know anything else of her fate. Back at camp, the troops have gathered. Bro 1, Snarky Mark, me, Richie Rich, and Lady Aria are deep in conversation. Bro 1, how did that fat do it? The question burned inside all of our brains, and really, there is no answer. Our group was forced to make small but critical strikes against Vic until camp ended. All of her underwear was stolen, all of her food was made with red pepper, and fat jokes were hurled at her at every opportunity. Mostly courtesy of Snarky Mark. A close eye was kept on Vic for camp's duration, and here, the shenanigans ended. It's not enough justice, honestly. Side note, after the peanut incident, Bro 1 became very close with Aurora. She was impressed by how good he was when that happened, and this incident definitely helped him close.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
So camp ends, and we all go home with a little more hatred in our hearts and a little more rustle in our jimmies. TLDR, I try new cuisine. It's not to my liking. Sorry this one was so scattered, but the attempted murder by Reese's was too good not to tell. Next time, Vic comes face to face with her own personal hell. I mean, I think her own personal hell is the life that she's currently living, but she doesn't quite see it that way, at least not yet. I have to wonder if Beatus Betty actually did it and took the fall, if Vic convinced her to do it. My theory about Betty eating some of Vic's snacks might have been partially true. I get half credit, no? But the stories that I really like best are the ones where Vic suffers, where we get some true vengeance, and I guess we'll get it in the next story right now. Moby Vick 7, Justice, Sweeter Than Cake. It generally is. Good day to you all. I have decided to be benevolent and soothe your jimmies. I'm sure they are at maximum rustle at this point. This installment takes place during the 3rd grade. The characters, we've got OP, of course. Renegade Robbie returns, 8 years old, pure incredible, my best friend, crusader against the fat, and fellow pilferer of Beatus. Bro 3, my 11-year-old brother, super athletic. Ulysses, the new gym coach, about 6'2" and just a block of muscle. Used to be a drill sergeant in the army. Hell yeah, we gonna whip these kids into shape.
What is that, Private Pile? Sir, jelly donut, sir!
A jelly donut?
Sir, yes, sir!
Baron Blunt was Bro 3's best friend, super athletic as well. Absolutely no capacity for diplomacy. Oh, I thought he was like one of the hardcore weed smokers, but not at 11 years old. No, don't do it. We've also got Beta Butterball returning. There's also Quiet Girl, sweet shy girl in my class. Mr. Keating, my 3rd grade teacher from South Africa. Young and super enthusiastic. Isn't that Robin Williams' character in Dead Poets Society? There's also Moby Vick. You know her, you love her. Well, you probably have some strong feelings about her. 8 years old, around 130, enjoys bullying the disabled, homeless, poor, and motherless. Casual assassin and criminal mastermind. All of those things very applicable. She's accomplished so much in her 8 short years. None of it positive, really. So, righto, on to the good stuff. If you haven't already guessed, today we face the horrors of gym class. Ah, I remember it well. Our story begins a week before the gym class debacle. Mr. Keating and Ulysses stand in front of our class. Mr. Keating, listen up. We have a very special day next Friday. As you know, next year you'll be doing presidential fitness testing. Ulysses and the administration has organized a 3rd grade field day / pre-physical fitness testing next Friday. You will compete in events all day, and medals will be awarded. Me, Robbie, and the other kids. Yay! Moby Vick. What? All day? Mr. Keating. Yes, no schoolwork next Friday. Won't that be fun?
Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Moby Vick. No! I don't want to. Do I have to? Ulysses. Of course you have to. It's all a 3rd grade. Not everyone but Vic. Moby Vick. But I can't. I have conditions. It's not fair. Ulysses. If that's true, bring me a doctor's note. If there's no note, I expect you to suck it up. She's gonna forge a note. We all snicker at Vic's misfortune. Fast forward 1 week, Beta Butterball was apparently for once not having any of Vic's shit, so she showed up in a piss-poor mood that Friday, with no way to avoid cardiovascular activity. Come on, Vic, it's good for you. Use your natural given shape to your advantage. You can roll around like Sonic the Hedgehog. The third graders all went to the gym for our field day. Bro 3 and Baron Blunt, as athletic as they were, got picked by Ulysses to be lieutenants for our field day. They were happy to skip a day of classes. The field day had multiple events, of which every kid had to participate in. The events of importance for this story are pull-ups, sit-ups, a half-mile run, rope climbing, dodgeball, and tug-of-war. Oh, Vic's gonna be real good at tug-of-war. Just sit down. The day started with pull-ups. Our pull-up bar was just a bar situated in the doorway of our gym. It wasn't bolted into the wall or anything. Oh, that's foreshadowing. Baron Blunt is helping with the pull-ups. Basically, he's lifting kids onto the bar so they can get their grip. Baron Blunt, Alistair, you're going first. Don't choke. All of my brother's friends enjoyed teasing me. Sibling privileges. I said, shut up. I'm not gonna choke like you did last Saturday. I overheard him talking to my brother earlier. They had been at a party playing 7 Minutes in Heaven. Ooh. He got in the closet with a girl and leaned in for a kiss, and in the dark had missed her and hooked his braces into a coat. They had to cut him out. What? That's so ludicrous. He laughs and I am swiftly cuffed on the back of the head. I go up to the bar and jump. I don't need assistance. And I do a respectable 3 pull-ups. Baron Blunt, you suck. I flip him off. I stick my middle finger up at him. Renegade Robbie goes next. He refuses assistance and jumps. He's played sports forever and he nails 10 pull-ups. Everyone's super impressed. Yeah, me too. I think my high score is like 8. Kids go and do anything from 0 to about 5. Finally, Baron Blunt knows he's held off Vic for as long as he can. Baron Blunt, your turn. Moby Vick, I can't. Baron Blunt, I expected as much. Just come here so I can write down your 0, and we can be done. Yeah, just hang up there for a few seconds. It's gonna be fine. Moby Vick waddles over, resigned to the fact that she can't escape exercise today. Moby Vick, Baron, I need a boost. Baron Blunt, no. Moby Vick, you gave other people a boost. It's not fair. Baron Blunt, you are twice their size. I'm not lifting you. Embarrassed, Vic stands at the bottom of the bar. Using all her excess calories, she gives a mighty jump and somehow grabs the bar. The bar, however, was not prepared for her, especially not at such a high velocity, and it nopes right out of there. The bar is pulled from its position above the door, and Vic crashes to the floor. Baron Blunt, oh, Bro 3, this fat girl just broke the door. Moby Vick is crying. Ulysses comes over and surveys the damage. Ulysses, at least she was last. And he says to Vic, you're fine. Get up, stop your blubbering. And you kids, stop that laughing. Ulysses is scary. Our laughing ceases immediately. I am still cackling inside, however. Just desserts. But don't tell Moby Vick that, though. She might get excited for more. We soon move on to sit-ups. Ulysses is running this operation with military precision. Ulysses, grab a partner, and one of you lay on the mat. Renegade Robbie and I obviously partner up. Vic grabs Quiet Girl and makes her be her partner. I do the first round and post a perfectly acceptable number of sit-ups. We then switch with our partners. Robbie lies down and I grab his feet. 3 people down, Vic has lowered her girth. Ulysses calls go, and the sit-ups commence. All is going fine when suddenly the ground shakes. It seems Moby Vick has ripped some serious ass. Moby Vick, oh my god, Quiet Girl, that's so gross. Ulysses, having none of this, don't you blame her. We all know it was you. Now own up to it. Moby Vick, nah. Ulysses. If you're not gonna own up, at least ignore it. Then the smell hits him. Poisonous mustard gas. Vic is now embarrassed. Yeah, probably for the first time in her life. After a few more uneventful activities, she drowns her sorrow with a double PB&J sandwich. 'Cause it was just a snack. Bro 3 says, hey Vic, those are for lunch. You can have an apple from the basket if you're hungry though. Moby Vick. Apples aren't real food. I'm hungry. I feel faint. Apples aren't real food. If it hasn't been processed in a factory, I want no part of it. Bro 3 decides just not to engage with the beast. Soon it's time for the half-mile run. This isn't actually that funny, so to make it brief, Vic took 25 minutes to run a half mile. That is the most leisurely of strolls. After that, it came time for the rope climb. Finally, my chance to shine. I was always a small kid, so climbing activities were my forte. Bro 3 was overseeing this event. Bro 3, OP, you can go first. I go, I scamper up and down that rope like a monkey. Other kids go. I was the fastest, however. Renegade Robbie, you're gonna get the gold medal on this. OP, yeah, and you'll get it for pull-ups. We're both excited for our medals when Vic pipes up. She hasn't won yet. I still have to go. Renegade Robbie, bet you can't even get your fat ass off the ground. Vic takes this as a personal challenge. She runs at that rope like a raging rhinoceros, does another super jump, grabs the rope a few feet off the ground, and because she cannot hold her own weight, slides down. She has a rope burn from her belly button up through to the middle of her face. We all laugh inside for fear of Ulysses. Moby Vick, see Robbie? I climbed that rope. Renegade Robbie, congrats. Yeah, let's not add insult to injury, I suppose. Little idiot walking around with rope burn on her face. A few more activities pass. We have a game of dodgeball and then lunch. Bro 3 and Baron Blunt are the team captains. Teams are chosen. I'm mildly offended that Bro 3 chose Robbie before me, but he's just being pragmatic. Not to mention, Robbie is a dodgeball beast. Vic is naturally last to be chosen, and is on Baron Blunt's team, much to his chagrin. It's fine, everybody get behind Vic. Use her as a shield. The game begins. Heavy casualties on both sides. We're down to the finals. Vic is in the back of the gym, staying out of range. Renegade Robbie and I share a look. We know what must be done. This is a sting operation. We know that only one thing can lure Vic out of hiding, and that is the chance to hit me. Robbie throws a ball that rolls right up to Vic. I walk to the front line, nimbly dodging balls. This is too good an opportunity for Vic, and the beast emerges. She cocks back her mighty arm and looses the ball. At this point, I know what must be done. I dodge right into the ball. I'm out. Moby Vick. You lose, OP, who sucks no. We knew she couldn't resist attacking me. While she was gloating, Renegade Robbie had nailed her in her rug-burned face with a perfectly aimed dodgeball. He's now out too, because face shots are prohibited. Another player finishes Vic with a torso shot. Certainly sucks to suck. Robbie and I retreat to the bleachers. Our team loses, but it was worth it to take that mighty whale down. Lunchtime, and Vic slays many a sandwich and makes quick work of the ice cream cups, plural. The wooden spoons of her fallen dairy delights lie around her in great carnage. Moby Vick, I got a medal. We won dodgeball and you lost. Renegade Robbie, you planning on saving any ice cream for the rest of us? Moby Vick, I had to eat. I was starving. Bro 3 wouldn't feed me. Apples aren't food, remember? I almost fainted. What a delightful reprieve that might have been. As Robbie and I search for a way to reply, it's finally time for tug of war. Ulysses, I'm splitting y'all into 1s and 2s. Robbie, Vic, and I are all on Team 2. Vic is our anchor, obviously. Robbie's directly in front of her, and I am in front of him. The tug of war begins. We're at somewhat of an impasse. Vic is definitely heavy, but also definitely not strong. We are starting to lose ground. Renegade Robbie is not about to lose another team event. Renegade Robbie, OP, hold on tight. I need to let go. OP, why? Okay. Robbie releases without an answer. He turns around and pushes Vic over. Her great girth falling pulls our entire team down backwards. Team 1 is promptly jerked forwards, and they have lost. Yes, beat us monsters. Renegade Robbie found a way to make Vic useful. Yeah, she's always been dead weight. Just lean into that. The day is over. Medals are awarded. Robbie gets the pull-up medal. I get rope climbing. Vic gets dodgeball. And we all get tug of war. Indeed, Vic got 2 medals in a physical competition. The Beatus gods work in mysterious ways. TLDR, Vic helps the school with renovations. All right. I hope all that misfortune helps soothe your jimmies. Enjoy that smoothness, because there is no such retribution in the next story. I mean, the medals that Vic got don't really count because they were all team sports, so everybody got the medal. This is only going to reinforce her own belief that she's at a healthy size. I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared to get into the next story, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Read it later. This has been a good one. I enjoyed myself. I'd like to leave it on a positive note. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it as well by liking, commenting, subscribing. I do appreciate all of them things. On the end card, I'm going to link the Amanda Legbeard saga. She's fairly insufferable too, but nobody compares to Vic, honestly. Hope you'll click through and enjoy. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye. Go ahead and cut them open. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Promise swears it's just a fact.